Before we get into the video, I quickly want to show you the build. Lefa doesn't have a Haze build published, but I always recommend people to look at what Zerggy is doing. We go for 1 reload item now instead of 2. And another change is that we're doing Fleetfoot now, which means that we don't lose any move speed whenever we are shooting. And then we go Burst Fire into Spiritual Overflow, and then we look to get something defensive like an Unstoppable or maybe a Colossus. Another thing that you can do once you finish with the early mid row is that you can go for Tesla bullets into Lucky Shot instead of Spiritual Overflow. Experiment and have some fun. And by the way, I do private coaching in Deadlock, so make sure to head on over to my Discord for more information. And let's get right into the video. Alright, we're back with another one, and today I'm covering Lefa, who's one of the best players in North America right now. He plays for Hydra Nation, which is the best team over there. He's gonna be laning into a Wraith, and the main thing to look out for whenever you lane against a Wraith is her card stacks, which you can see above her HP bar, and also the cooldown of her teleport. The cooldown of her teleport is 48 seconds until she upgrades it into 5 points. Takes a while for her to get that upgrade, so whenever she uses her teleport, you have a massive window to chase her down or just in general to fight her because she doesn't have a way of escaping. On Haze, you want to be looking for your sleep dagger. You can either use it as poke. If somebody gets slept, you can heavy punch them. You can also sleep somebody after they kill one of our troopers, and then you can deny the orb. There's just a lot of things that you can do on the sleep dagger, but the main thing with Haze is just to farm up and try to get as big as possible. During the game, it's very important to find a good balance between fighting and farming. But in general, yeah, on Haze we will be farming, we will be split pushing, we'll be looking to optimizing the jungle routes, and just in general trying to grow as big as possible. Haze is incredibly good in this patch, by the way. There's been a lot of changes, and the main one being that her ultimate now scales with spirit damage instead of bullet damage, which means that if somebody has metal skin, it blocks the bullet portion of the ult, or bullets in general, right? But it doesn't block the spirit damage portion of the ult, so the build path has changed a little bit. Some players have opted into doing Spiritual Overflow, for example. I know that Lefa does Burst Fire into Lucky Shot, which is also completely fine. It's crazy that it scales with spirit damage now, and in general, yeah, Haze is in a very good spot. Goes for Resto Shot to begin with, just to heal yourself on some of your bullets, and also to get yourself that bullet shield health going. Pokes the Wraith there. The key in lane is honestly to just stack your fixation. Whenever your fixation is stacked up, you do a lot of damage whenever you're shooting. It starts on 40 stacks, and when you have 2 points in fixation, it goes up to 80. Wraith is being very aggressive. He's losing farm by doing this. And now we're just stacking fixation, poking him down, and we're gonna go for tower dive. I personally do not like tower dives in this patch. It is very, very scary unless you know that you're gonna get the kill. Towers in general, they do way more damage now. Same thing for the walkers, so it is very, very scary to play into. A little bit of limit testing doesn't hurt, and I mean on Haze, you know how Haze players are. They like to limit test, they like their fighting, so nothing wrong there, right? Goes for ammo scav as a secondary item, gets you more ammo whenever you kill a soul, and you also start stacking spirit. Our ammo mag scales with spirit, so the more spirit you have, the more bullets you have in your mag. And also when it's stacked up, you gain movement speed. So in general, it's a very, very good item. You have 45 seconds between stacks to refresh, so just a lot of time to refresh that ammo scav. And it also refreshes off of jungle cams. Goes for headshot booster, gets some more bullet shield health there, some more fire rate, and also your headshots do more damage occasionally. Another item that is incredible in this game is honestly reactive barrier. Reactive barrier got slightly nerfed. It gives you 350 bullet shield health now instead of 400 whenever you get immobilized. But if you look at the enemy team here, Wraith ult, Mo ult, Lash ult, Lash ground pound, Bebop hook. There's just so many things that trigger reactive barrier, and it's gonna be a key component to this game. Lefa goes for extra health there, gets him a bit of bonus HP and weapon damage as well. And now the wave is pushing up, so I mean we can go for some boxes. While Lefa's playing the lane here, I do stream over on Twitch and I do a lot of educational content, so make sure to head on over there whenever I'm live. My goal is to help as many of you as possible, and I really do hope that this content helps you. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and I really do appreciate all of the support. Just farming, farming, farming. Buys a healing right there. Remember, whenever you pop healing right, it increases your movement speed, so it's very nice whenever you're doing boxes. Also tops you up in lane. Just a very nice item in general on Haze. Another thing with Haze's stealth, by the way, is that the first upgrade now gives you sprint speed whenever you're invisible. Wraith doesn't have her TP, and I think she's gonna solo ulted here. Yep. Just a super clean kill right there. Your ult does so much now with the recent changes. It's a really, really good one in general. There's nothing wrong with solo ulting in the middle game as well, as long as you find a pick. Securing 1 kill is always better than not using an ult, so just try to get some value out of it. Gets Hollow Point Ward there to get some extra weapon damage whenever he's about 60% HP, and also gets a spirit shield going for us. Yeah, just getting sprint speed on stealth right now is just super nice too. I mean, Haze is just so good in this patch. You can rotate so fast. You're very efficient with jungle camps. You're doing more damage in general. Also, Haze has a crazy pick rate right now. I think she sits at like 97 or 98%. So it's kind of hard to get Haze in your game. Everybody's just playing Haze. And I mean, I understand why. It's a very mechanical character. It's very aim-based. Can snowball hard. Is a extremely good late game carry. Just has the same qualities of like a Yasuo or like a Jett in Valorant or something like that, right? And as he's farming this jungle camp, one thing you can do on Haze especially is that you can utilize these launch pads from your solo lane in order to gank the side lane. You can fly in stealth, you can hit your sleep dagger, you can pop your ult and most likely secure a kill and open up that lane for your teammates. So it's something that I want you guys to consider. And there, as you can see, he buys the reactive barrier. Just such a good item in general. On top of giving you shields when you get immobilized, you also get ammo in your mag. You get bonus HP and health regen. So just a super good item. It's crazy that it hasn't been nerfed much. It used to give 400 bullet sheet health. It gives 350 now. So it's a minor nerf in this patch. But yeah, they should have done more. For the value for 1250, you get so much value out of that item. I would say this lane is going pretty equal. I mean, Lefa is a bit ahead in gold, but it's nothing super significant. Curious how he's gonna snowball this game. Pokes Wraith out of lane. Just make sure that the Wraith stays back. And we can look to stack our fixation here. Could also dip to the right side here to grab the boxes after this wave if he wants to. Getting those ammo scab stacks going as well. And Haze is super fast at taking objectives in general as well. And whenever you have 2 points in fixation, you can stack up to 80. Going for another tower dive. I think it's because Lady Geist is coming in. Gets the reactive barrier pop there because of the Wraith ult. And now Wraith is dead. I'm thinking if we can actually get this tower right now. Wraith does have a speed boost, so... No, I think they do get the tower. To me, it looks like it. And again, when you have 80 stacks on an objective, you take it very, very fast. Which makes Haze a very, very good split pusher. If you think somebody's coming up, you can always use your stealth to get out. And another thing is that the sidewalkers, these two over here, they have less HP right now. The midwalkers have more HP, so it kind of encourages split pushing on the sides. So those are the ones that we will be going for first. Another thing that you can do on Haze whenever you're big is that you can go into the enemy jungle and just look for a pick and get a bag for yourself. I don't think he's going to go for the mode there. We do hear him though. Reminder that jungling is very, very loud. Not sure what he's doing here. I think he wants to go back to base to zipline somewhere. And also a funny thing is that the walker stun triggers your reactive barrier. So you can keep that in mind for the future. Curious why he did that. Let's see where he goes after that death. Just going straight back to lane. I'm actually not sure why he did that. If anyone has any idea, leave it down in the comments down below, because I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I understand that he can die to go back to base faster and then speed boost to whatever lane, so maybe it is an efficient strat. I know that you can also, for example, if you get a kill early in lane and you're very, very low HP, let's say below 100, you can just go and die to the tower as long as the enemy doesn't get an assist to it. And you get back to base with full HP, the respawn timer is so short, and then you can just come back to lane with full HP. So that's also a strat that a lot of high elo players do. I've done it myself as well. I think he's just limit testing here. I think he's going to die. The Wraith is going to hit, reactive bear is going to proc, but yeah, we're just going to die here. I don't mind doing things like this, by the way. It's important to establish early on what the enemy team does to your movements, like how they react essentially, so you know what you can do. But I'm not a big fan of that play either, because the buffs are going to spawn soon, and I think staying on the map is more important. But something that does lead to, however, is that there's 3 people on this side of the map, and our team wins a fight over here, so it's not a super bad thing. But slight confusion on my end in the VOD right now. I'm just trying to understand what is going on. And I think it's fine that he went for the walker there. I mean, it's good to see what they do, and potentially could have done a lot of damage to the walker. I mean, he did like 20 or 30% to it right now. Has his reload item, Quicksilver reload, and then he has Swift Striker for more fire rate, and also buys Fleetfoot, and I love this item. So whenever you have Fleet and you shoot, you don't lose any movement speed, so it's really good on characters like Infernus, Haze, Warden, especially in this meta. And whenever you pop Fleet, you get more bullets in your mag, and you also gain movement speed. So overall, just a super nice item for kiting. I love that item. It's one of my personal favorites in the game. Also increases your sliding distance, and that's something that you do a lot on Haze, because whenever you slide, you have unlimited bullets in your mag, so utilizing that as much as possible on Haze is very important. And once you have 2 points in your fixation, especially when you have 3, you can look to do the tier 3 camps, and you can actually utilize the stairs over here to slide and to grab them faster. Lefaawr's not doing right now, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he has his reload item as well as Quicksilver reload, so I mean, he's just taking them super fast. But if you want to be extra efficient, you can definitely utilize the stairs. Pops healing right there to top himself up, and now he's looking to see if anyone's gonna push up on the wave here. That's something that you can do on Haze, honestly. You can sit behind a wall, or you can sit in stealth on a wave and just see if somebody comes up. And if they do, you can sleep them, you can solo ult them if you're stronger, and just find a pick. And whenever you do find that pick, that is kind of your cue to just go for the split push. Or, I mean, it depends on what the enemy team is doing as well. If a lot of them are showing on the minimap, you can also split push. I think that's one of the main keys to split pushing, to be honest, is just to look at the minimap and see who you can account for, and if you can see the numbers. If the majority of the enemy team are showing, then you can just split push. Goes for bullet lifesteal for more lifesteal whenever he's shooting. And also Withering Whip. This item is insane, guys. It gets you bullet shield health, spirit power, sprint speed, and also the active is on a very low cooldown. It reduces their fire rate, it reduces their bullet resist, and does spirit damage on top. It's a 15-second cooldown early game. It's such an underrated item right now. I've been building it quite a bit, and I think more people should be building Withering Whip. Goes for the earn delivery, which is super nice. I think we can grab this wave and then probably teleport over to Wraith. Another change in this patch is that the teleporter is down in the Veil here. It's not upstairs. Maybe he's not gonna teleport. I mean, the walker here is very low HP, so we can just shove the wave and see if we can get a reaction from the enemy team. Viscous and Mo are on their way. We don't really know about this right now. It just gets the wave shoved. The key thing is just to establish an automatic push. So we always try to push 2 waves in order to make the wave push forward. And what happens then is that it causes somebody on the enemy team to rotate to that wave, and it gives us number information on the minimap. So it gives us info of where somebody is, but it also gives our team info of where somebody is, which can help our team decide if they should fight or not. Goes in with stealth. Remember, you can stealth on zip lines, which is very nice, so opponents can't really expect you coming in. Probably gonna get this wave here and then maybe steal some enemy jungle. Let's see. Or he pushes up for the walker, but I think he's just gonna go for enemy jungle here. Pops Fleetfoot for more ammo. Can use this one if he wants to reload quickly. Saving it is also completely fine. And whenever you're jungling on the enemy side, just leave one creeper there. Because as long as one is alive, the other ones don't respawn, and that's kind of how we deny enemy jungle. Doing enemy jungle whenever you can is super nice in general, because that is where they go when they don't have waves to farm. Lefaawr goes for burst fire here, another super good item. More fire rate, even more slide distance. You get 50% with burst fire, and you get 25% with fleetfoot. So our slide distance is super long. Goes for the buff there at 15. Make sure to go for the buffs every 5 minutes. In most of your games, low, mid elo, even some high elo games, people don't go for them, so getting them on you is just very nice. Gun buff on Haze is insane. You get more fire rate, you get more bullets in your mag, so just in general an incredible buff. Also burst fire, you get fire rate and movement speed when one of your bullets hits an enemy hero. It's 30% fire rate and 2 movement speed, so just a very good item in general. Synergizes very well with fleet footwork, to be honest, because you get so much movement speed when you have everything going, and not losing movement speed whenever you shoot is just such an incredible thing. Goes for Withering Whip on Wraith. Is he gonna solo it or no? She's gonna teleport out. Another replacement for Withering Whip is Slowing Hex as well. I like Slowing Hex a lot too. I think in general I build Slowing Hex over Withering Whip, but it's nice to experiment. You can also sell ammo scav for Slowing Hex if you feel like you need to, but on some characters it's just very nice. So if he has Slowing Hex there on the raid, she's 100% dead because she can't teleport out. Slowing Hex on Lash is very good. For those of you struggling against Shiv, Slowing Hex is a very good item against him because he can't dash, he can't use his 2, and he can't use his ultimate, so Slowing Hex is essentially a hard counter to Shiv. And now Lefaawr just goes for the earn. This is going to be the second one that he delivers. Very nice, just getting a lot of souls on him right now. I think we're just going to save up for a 6k item. I think Lefaawr does burst fire into lucky shot. There's a lot of combinations that you can do in this patch. You can do burst fire into heroic aura, into spiritual overflow. You can do burst fire into spiritual overflow. You can do burst fire into lucky shot. You can do burst fire into Tesla bullets into lucky shots, so you can mix and match, experiment with it, have fun. a lot of different items that you can get in the mid game / late game on Haze. And also make sure to do fit in a defensive item in there as well. Just as lefa, he has reactive barrier. Unstoppable is just a generally really good item on Haze. And remember, you can also use your active items in your ult. So whenever you ult, you can use fleet, you can use withering whip. If you have slowing hex, that's something that you can use after you ult. So yeah, just keep in mind that that's something that we can do. Again, a couple of patches ago, we could not do this on Haze. So it's back in the game. And that's also one of the reasons why Haze is so strong right now. Gets 80 fixation stacks on Mo. Also triggers our reactive barrier there. Yeah, once you get 80 fixation stacks and you have this amount of items, it's just super strong. Haze is just a monster. I think he's just gonna farm up to 6.2k and go get his lucky shot. Our teammates are on the other side of the map, and do we have 3 walkers right now? Looks like our Vindicta is getting chased. I think lefa just gonna try to save her. Withering whip. Did Wraith buy reactive barrier? He did buy reactive barrier, so that's another counter. I was playing Haze today into a bebop, and I bought reactive barrier into bebop because that's something that you do in a solo lane in case he hooks you. But he also bought reactive barrier, so whenever I slapped him on Haze, it triggered his reactive barrier. So what ended up happening in the solo lane was that I stopped sleeping him. I never used my sleep dagger on him, which means that he never got value out of the reactive barrier. Yes, I had to be more creative with my poke on him, but he got 0 value out of it. So that's something to be mindful of if somebody tries to counter you early in lane as Haze. It's a nice sleep on Mo, and I think we're gonna try to pressure this walker right here. Might actually go for the Wraith. I think the walker is just a goal here, but our team in general is just very strong right now. Nice sleep on Viscous. Might be a lash ult coming in here. Nope, he doesn't go for it. I mean, it is risky for Lash. He's one of the few around this area right now on his team. Also remember, you can hit the walker from this angle here. A lot of people don't think about it, so if you want to sneak it in, you can do that. A pretty good angle for Haze in general. And now in order to get the 4th flex slot, you need to get both base guardians and 1 shrine. I really do like that change, by the way. I think 2 shrines was a bit overkill. Gets cursed, gets Bebop bombed. Just gives up. Like, is he even gonna play? Well, lefa is AFK here. We can look at one of his teammates. Let's see what he's doing. I don't know. Maybe he expected to die there from the Bebop combo. I'm not really sure. Oh, he disconnected. I see. Well, I'll fast forward. All right, he's back there. I'm curious if his game crashed. There's been some game crashes recently affecting the game, which is super annoying. And to start up a discussion around flex slots, one thing that I would like to see Valve try. The gun buff is there, by the way, but it's invisible. One thing that I would like to see Valve try is to maybe make flex slots a timer-based system. So at X amount of time, the flex slot would unlock, right? And whenever you get objectives, this timer that unlocks a flex slot would tick down. So the winning team would still gain an advantage. But towards the end of the game, both sides would have all flex slots. Because there are so many games where you have the chance to come back as a team, right? But you just don't have the flex slots to spend any money on. So it would help the winning team snowball a little bit. They would get the flex slots earlier, but you wouldn't be hurt as much on the losing side. I'm not really sure what you guys think. It's just something that I've thought about recently. I don't think the current flex slot system is bad, but sometimes it can feel extremely bad whenever you are behind. And to be fair, Deadlock has insane comeback mechanics. It probably has the biggest swings out of any MOBA that I know of right now. But I'm curious if you guys have any ideas around how they can fix flex slots and how they can make them a bit more balanced. Because it would be fun to at least get your builds into late game without being limited by flex slots. But if they want to keep it like it is now, I mean, that is completely fine as well. I'm sure Valve know what they want to do. We have our lucky shot and we do have our unstoppable right now. So whenever you have one 6k item on Haze and you have unstoppable, you can do a lot of things. So if you want to fight, if you want to try to find an opening for your team, you can absolutely do so. If you want to do some limit testing, you can do that too. Nice sleep dagger, by the way. That is super nice. And also you phase. Whenever your stealth is triple max, you phase out of the world for 0.5 seconds. So I'm curious if lefa is going to utilize that. You can dodge a lot of things with it. Lash ults there. Great ult hits us. Reactive barrier did a lot of work in this fight, to be honest. We do have our ult available as well. The enemy team is wiped, and I'm curious if they're gonna push to the end or if they're gonna go for the mid boss. And Lucky Shot does 110% bonus weapon damage now instead of 90, I believe it was in the previous patch. So again, just a very nice item for Haze now. This patch is just such a Haze patch right now. She's super good, so make sure to enjoy it, have fun while it lasts. Another interesting change is whenever you drop the patron, it lowers the respawn timer of the enemy team. So let's say they're all dead and we drop the patron, they will be spawning faster, so allows for the enemy team to get at least one more fight in most cases. I think it's a pretty good change. I like that Valve are experimenting. We're just gonna look to end here. I mean, we are so freaking strong. Goes for unstoppable to not get stunned by the viscous ball. Goes for the sleep. We have full bullets again. Has to use the dome. Mo and Krill do have their ult. Mo also has a very high win rate in high elo now, by the way, so have fun on Mo. I should cover Mo someday. I should do a Mo video. Mo is really fun. Debuff falls. It's a mid-boss angle. I mean, with this much damage on Haze, you can get the mid-boss very, very fast. Would definitely just help us close out the game, but let's see. Wonder what he's gonna buy. Crippling headshot maybe? Would fit this build pretty well. There it is, there's a crippling headshot. So whenever you headshot someone, it reduces their bullet resist and spirit resist, and you also get bullet lifesteal and spirit lifesteal. So very good item to finish the build off. I mean, we cancel healing right or some more of our orange items to round out our build, but in general right now it's just extremely strong. And all it really takes to end the game now, since the patron is dropped, is just to win a fight. I think he's gonna go for the buff. Another change that comes to mind right now is that you can actually use your active items in stealth. So if you're stealthed and use fleet footwork, you don't pop out of stealth anymore. So that's another change on Haze. I think Mo is just gonna die. Do we ult here? I don't think we ult, because he will... Yeah, he does combo. Teleport with him. Oh wait, we didn't. What happened? I'm not sure, but Mo is on the other side. Goes for another urn. And if you time your stealth with the urn, you do have a lot of movement speed. Remember, you get 6 meters per second invis sprint speed whenever you are invisible. But it's actually +6, so it's 8. You get 8 movement speed whenever you're in stealth at this point. And with fleet as well. That's a crazy sleep on Lash. I'm playing. Just gonna go in with ult and unstoppable, or... I mean, on Haze, you can just shoot. Like, that is kind of how we play Haze. Now, we play Haze as an assassin. We don't really go all in with ult and go into a 1v6 or whatever like we used to back in the days. Now it's more about just staying alive and shooting as much as possible, because we have so much gun damage with this build. Very efficient at kiting with fleet. Just shoot. Get your items, hover, respect the space of the enemy team, build your defensive items on top of everything, and then just shoot. And you'll be completely fine on Haze. Again, it's about finding that balance between farming and fighting, and I think the team is just gonna end it here. There's a clean Haze VOD from lefaawr. He played it really well. And here's the post-game screen for this one. lefaawr topping the damage as always, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, take care. Bye-bye.